Welcome to another Meeples and Milkshakes Board Game Cafe unboxing video. I'm Jim. We have 10 boxes from a few different sources to open today, including this one, which only has one game in it. I'll let you guess which game takes an entire box and gets individually wrapped in foam. Yep, it's that one. Gloomhaven. There we go. We sold out of Gloomhaven again last week, so here's another one to go on the shelf. Just going to leave it like that for now and move on to the next one. This, of course, is the #1 game on Board Game Geek for several years for a good reason. It's incredible, and even though it is $132.95, it is also probably the best value of any game you can get right now, considering it has, well, upwards of 100 nights of fun in it for you and your friends. So on a per evening basis, it's incredibly cheap entertainment. It's a super great game. It's like a kind of like a dungeon crawling role-playing game. You get to level up your characters, retire characters, unlock new ones, go through lots of interlinked scenarios with a big long campaign. Do that without needing a DM, which is really neat too. So all of you can play as players and you don't need a DM. It's just a wicked game, and one I highly recommend. If you haven't tried it yet, give it a try. So that's Gloomhaven. All right, next up we have this game from Smirk and Laughter Games that I am personally very excited about. We are going to open one of these right now for the cafe copy. I feel like this could be the next Kulami for us in terms of a hit cafe game. This is another two-player abstract game. This one uses stones instead of marbles, and it looks brilliant. Another game with beautiful production values. Let's take a look at this together real quick. I have not played it yet. It has a download code. I'm not sure exactly what that's for. Here are the beautiful wooden. These are sanded. You're not going to get any kind of splinters on these nice boards with etched Shobu written on them. There are 4 boards, 2 lighter and 2 darker. I'm sure that's intentional. And then these beautiful stones. These are real stones that have been polished. Real rocks. And also black ones as well. See there, they're very nice. And then it also comes with a rope. I don't know what for yet. I did watch a video about this a while ago and I've forgotten quite how it works, unfortunately. But you're supposed to, at least the way the picture looks, is you're putting the rope in between like that. You're lining up rocks. I haven't got quite enough. Oh, no, these go like this. Right, I'm remembering now a little bit. You're moving the rocks between the boards, but if you have too few rocks on a single board, that is going to give your opponent a big advantage and ability to really dominate on that board. So here we go. The object is to push all of your opponent's stones off of any one of the 4 game boards. The turns comprise of 2 moves, a passive move followed by an aggressive move. So, I'm not going to go through the whole rules. It is very simple, but that is the entire rule book. Very, very straightforward game. Very pretty looking game, and one that I am looking forward to trying out completely very soon. I'm going to take this home tonight after the unboxing is done and learn it and play it, and then teach it to our staff, and we'll have this out on the shelf for this weekend, which I'm very happy about. We also have a number of copies for people to take home, and yeah, so this will be up on meeples.ca and in store tomorrow. Oh wow, okay, this makes me super happy. This is Carcassonne Hunters and Gatherers by Z-Man. Oh, and look, I happen to pull out the demo copy first, so we're going to open this one up too real fast. As you've probably heard me say Carcassonne was the first modern game we played, and when it came out, there were other variants of Carcassonne, like Hunters and Gatherers, the original version. And I was, you know, a timid new board gamer, and I was like, I don't know what all this fancy Hunters and Gatherers stuff is. I just want regular Carcassonne, and I want all the expansions for it. And so that's what I focused on collecting, was all of the expansions for regular Carcassonne, and I purposely ignored Hunters and Gatherers. Well, eventually I wised up and realized I really wanted to play Hunters and Gatherers, but by that time it was sold out and impossible to get. And I have still not played Hunters and Gatherers, even though a lot of people tell me this is their favorite version of Carcassonne. And so, sad, but now it has finally been reprinted after many, many years, and I cannot wait to try this. Comes with some nice meeples and little, I'm assuming, huts, and look at that, these meeples have like weapons or something. Yeah, I can't wait. We got a bunch of these in, and as you can see, since I opened this one is for the library, and so we are going to be having this available this weekend as well. So, hurrah. Carcassonne Hunters and Gatherers, finally available here. Cannot wait. Next up, we have another new one. This is Jurassic Brunch. You may have heard of Jurassic Snack, I think the other game was called, by the same company, the Flying Games. They have this line of games that have these really nice minis that they show outside the box. There's Ice Team and Jurassic Snack and, oh, what's another one? Mosquito Show. Oh, that's cool. I love watching families come in and play Mosquito Show. They have a lot of fun. Jurassic Brunch, I'm not familiar with yet. Well, it says add Jurassic Snack for up to 4-player game. So it's a 2-player game that can go up to 4 players if you have Jurassic Snack. That's pretty sweet. So there you go, a very simple to play game that's suitable for families and kids, and works with 2 players as well. It's for 2 players, and it's a Bruno Cathala, and Camille Chowsey did the art, as I think she's done on a lot of these Flying games. So there we go, very happy about that one being here as well. And here is the rest of the Hunters and Gatherers. So there's a whole bunch, because this is going to be very popular. This has been, I know there's a lot of people who've been waiting a long time for this, so yep, let's celebrate finally having this game. So now we have an interesting selection of games, not all for kids, but a lot of these games for kids. This one is not a kid's game. This is Silk. This is a game that I've personally had my eye on for a long time. I think we might only have one. This will be available for sale most likely. I don't think we're going to put it in the library, but I wish I could just take this home myself. Personally, I'm just in love with the art style. But also my understanding is it's a pretty good game. As you can see, it's a tile laying game, well, actually I shouldn't say that, but I believe it is. Anyway, looks very cool, and this is by Devere, and yeah, so there we go, Silk. Next up, we have a special order, Seastead. Yeah, Seastead. Been waiting for this for a while. We had it in once, and this is the second time we're having it in. This one is special ordered, but this one is available for you. So come check us out, meeples.ca, or in store for Seastead. This is a 2-player game, I should mention. 2 players, 30-minute game, and dive and develop game in the world of Flotilla. 2 rivals compete over floating remnants of old Earth. In Seastead, you must build the infrastructure for humanity to thrive, but you can't do it alone. Can you strike a bargain with your rival while still giving yourself the upper hand? Enjoy a deep strategic experience in the span of a lunch break. Cool. All right, and now a game I know very little about, but this was basically this was recommended by my account rep at this distributor. I was asking for some really good kids games because we have well, spring break is coming up, and you know, we're really focused on families coming in right now, so we want a better selection of kids games. So here's Detective Charlie. It says 6 exciting cases for the whole family to solve. There's always something strange happening on Misterville Island. Charlie Holmes needs your help to crack the case. Interview the residents, analyze the evidence, identify the culprits. Remember to be back at the station in time for tea. This is a 1 to 5 player cooperative game that takes about 25 minutes. And what's the age range? But I saw it's on the front of the box, 7+. So very excited, and we also have some extras to take home. And then another one that I fell in love with just from the art, and just everything about this looks so cool. This is called The Color Monster, the board game, and it's absolutely gorgeous. It says, the color monster woke up feeling confused and he doesn't know why. His feelings are all jumbled up, and now he has to separate his emotions and put each one where it belongs. Will you help him? In order to do so, you have to talk about the things that make you happy, sad, afraid, or calm. Working all together, and thanks to you and his friend, the color monster is sure to do it. So this is for ages 3 and up, 2 to 5 players, and takes 20 minutes. This is a great kids game, just gorgeous, and I'm kind of shocked I had never heard of this, honestly. It just looks brilliant. So we'll have one of these in the library as well, and one to take home, at least. All right, next up we have a restock of Foothills. We still had some Foothills left, but I guess, as I've said, I'm kind of in love with this game. This is an awesome medium weight 2-player Euro game, and one that I would love to see more people picking up. I wanted to make sure we have it before they're all gone. So here's a few more. Oh no, a couple more. I was getting all tripped up by the similar artist. This is Agricola, Uwe Rosenberg's famous game. Very heavy box and a pretty heavy game as well. This is a gorgeous game that comes with nice animeeples, as they call them, and it is a lot of fun. It is a game that will take you several hours to play, but when you're all done, you'll just want to play it again, and it's a lot of fun. The rule book is a bit intimidating, but only when you don't know the rules yet, you don't realize like just how much of the rule book you don't have to read, because almost all of it's just like reference, and there's like these big thick cards. You might only use this many in a game, but there's a huge selection. So there's a reference to all of these cards, and each game you just have a small bit of it, and you need to know a bit about those cards, but it's actually pretty not too bad. So awesome game, Agricola, and if you've never played this game, definitely want to check it out. Next up, excited to say we have a restock of Animal Upon Animal. This is a classic animal stacking game, and even though it is aimed at kids, this game is enjoyed by adults as well. In fact, I just was watching a review of a bunch of games on the Thinker and Themer YouTube channel, which is my new current favorite YouTube channel, and they reviewed Animal Upon Animal amongst a bunch of other games that we just put up for pre-order, yeah, they just had a ball playing this. And it doesn't surprise me, because everybody I've ever heard that's played this has enjoyed it. So a couple more that's good for kids and also good for families. Next up, we have a game that I'm not familiar with, but it's new, and it seemed like a fun game, and it's called Monza. It's a 20th anniversary edition, a colorful racing game, and it's by Haba, and it comes in this beautiful tin. And in part, I bought it simply because I know Haba just always makes great products, and I didn't have to know too much about it. It was a racing game, which I know will appeal to kids, and it's colorful and fun, and there it is. So ages 5 to 99, a 2 to 4 player game, and yeah. So I think we're going to put one of these in the library as well, because I want to have a great, like I said, a great selection of kids games available. So there we go, Monza. And then I was surprised to find we were actually sold out of Dixit a little while ago, but then I wasn't able to restock it because it was all out at the distributor. But here it is. We have a couple more copies of Dixit. This is a really fun game featuring beautiful abstract art. It says, on your turn as the storyteller, choose a card from your hand and give a clue for it, a word, sentence, song, etc. For example, journey. Each of the other players chooses one of their cards that best fits your clue. Then you shuffle and reveal all the chosen cards. All players use voting tokens to guess secretly which card is yours. Once the votes are done, the scoring begins. And I have played this a number of times and always really enjoyed it. I've also enjoyed other games, that like Mysterium that came out that uses a similar abstract art. And I really do look forward to playing Obscurio one of these days after I can get together with my friends. Another game that kind of works similarly. Dixit. Viticulture. Haven't had this in a while, if I remember correctly. This is an amazing medium heavy Euro worker placement game. You are building a winery in this game, and you are planting grapes, you're harvesting them, you're making wine, you're filling orders for wine, you're having visitors come to your winery. There's all kinds of neat things going on in this game. Highly recommend it. It is one of the best medium to medium heavy worker placement Euro games for sure, and one that we are always happy to have in. So there you go, Viticulture. Very happy to see one more copy of the Color Monster, so we have 2 available for sale. Another game I'm happy to finally restock, it's been unavailable for a while, is Dimension. This is a really fun abstract game. You have to stack all of these little balls into a pyramid shape. They fit into these little trays here, and every round there's a number of rules that you're supposed to try to follow in the placement of those balls. So for example, you have to have, and if any black balls are in your pyramid, they have to be touching blue balls. You have to have exactly 2 orange balls. There has to be more orange balls than black balls, etc. And you're going to get more points based on how many of those rules you can prove you've adhered to at the end of each round. There's a timer, so you're frantically trying to put all the stacks together. Lots and lots of fun. This was a Parents' Choice Silver Honor, and I can see why. I'm actually kind of surprised not to find a Mensa sticker on here. Maybe it's not quite that thinky for Mensa, but it is a really good game. Very educational and, well, a lot of fun. So there you go, Dimension, back in stock. I believe we also have this in our library. Here's another copy of Viticulture. We have a Wingspan Oceania expansion. We were running low on that. And now we have a game that I know very little about, sadly. I can't know everything about all the games, and you guys have probably seen. There's just too many coming out now, and I don't have the opportunity to play them. But Overboss is a boss monster adventure. This was a recent Kickstarter. It did amazingly well on Kickstarter, and it is a game in the boss monster world. We have boss monster in the library, and we've had it for sale in the past. It's a very fun game, very light game. I think this is a bit more advanced, but I can't tell you too much about it, unfortunately, other than I know that the Kickstarter did great, and I'm sure there are some people who didn't get it from the Kickstarter that would like to give it a try. So this is a 1 to 5 player game, ages 8 and up. It plays in 20 to 30 minutes each time, so still not too more advanced of a game, and it looks great. Whereas I remember Boss Monster had like 8-bit graphics, if you're familiar with like Nintendo NES style graphics. This looks like they've upgraded their CPU to a 16-bit CPU, so maybe Super NES style graphics, and that's pretty neat. So check it out, Overboss. All right, so we have some more of the Wingspan expansion, Oceania expansion, I mean. And this has the birds from, of course, the Oceania continent, but also it has some new player boards. So instead of playing with the regular player boards from Wingspan, you're going to play with these player boards. Has some new mechanics in it that make the game even better, if you can believe that. And it's been a very well received expansion for sure. Next up, let's see what this is. It's all wrapped up. It must be fancy. Oh, okay. D&D Worldbuilder's Journal of Legendary Adventures. So one of them is special ordered. I'm not going to crack it too much because it's not mine, but there it is. We have one that's available and one that is special ordered, and it says here on the back, this journal is your guide for creating the backstories of your heroes and the motives of your villains so you can build a strong foundation for your next campaign. The 365 writing prompts for role players of all levels will help you invent new realms you never before imagined. So mostly aimed at dungeon masters, but still very cool. The Worldbuilder's Journal of Legendary Adventures. And then we have one more copy of Silk. First of all, you can't not look at these first. Aren't these gorgeous? These are from Sirius Dice. This one, does it have a name on it? Yes, Peacock Glowworm. That's the Peacock Glowworm set by Sirius Dice. These are just gorgeous. And then we have Emerald Waters, another beautiful 7-die set. And oh yeah, and I think this die in each set is glow in the dark. Frosted Glowworm. Now don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure that's the case. Then we have, love this one. It's just called Yellow and Red, but isn't that pretty? Yeah, I don't think this one's glow in the dark, but I think those ones are. And then, lastly, also gorgeous. This one is Peacock Glowworm. Another gorgeous set, 7 dice. There we go. That's a unique shape for the packaging for us. There we go. Very cool. Next up, we have Coup. We were running low, or if not out of Coup, can't remember. But this is an awesome game, very easy to learn and play, very fast to play. Oftentimes we'll play several rounds of this. This is a hidden roles game, and you're going to be constantly bluffing of who you claim to be, and each character that you claim to be has different abilities, and then it's up to your opponents to try to guess whether you're bluffing or not. If you get caught, then you will be closer to losing the game. You do not want to lose the game. There is player elimination in Coup, but because it's so fast, it doesn't really seem to affect people's enjoyment of it. Plus, it's actually a really fun game to just watch other people play once you're out. That's Coup. Next up, we have The King is Dead by Pierre Sylvester. When I was reading about this, I was very excited about it, but I've since forgotten basically everything about it. I apologize. But Pierre Sylvester is a very respected designer. Osprey Games doesn't make crap, let's put it that way. So you know right away this is going to be a good game. It says here, oh, this is the 2nd edition as well. The king is dead, the kingdom is divided. 3 factions, the Scottish, the Welsh, and the English, vie for control, all too evenly matched to seize it for themselves. As instability builds and foreign invaders loom, Britain is desperate for a ruler. But who should bear that mantle? The King is Dead 2nd edition refreshes the accessible yet strikingly deep game with updated graphic design, gorgeous new artwork by Benoit Billion, and a brand new asymmetric game mode for advanced play. So, this is a game, where does it say? Here we go. For 2 to 4 players, competitive game, takes 30 to 45 minutes to play, and yeah, The King is Dead. Looks very cool, and pretty much anything from Osprey is almost an insta-buy from me because they're just awesome. And no pun included, apparently thinks this was one of their games of the year for 2020, and they know their stuff. One of my favorite games of all time was their 2017 game of the year, so if they say it's their favorite game, it's probably going to become one of my favorite games as well. Now we have Dice Throne Season 1 Rerolled. I started playing Dice Throne when Season 2 was coming out, and so I have not played the Season 1 sets, but Dice Throne is a very, very fun game. Obviously, it is very dice-based, but is not fully luck-oriented, which is really neat. And we have a bunch of different sets. I think, how many different sets in here? Oh yeah, there we go. I'm moving. First of all, we got some other stuff. I'll get to that after, but I want to expose all of this Dice Throne goodness here. We have Treant versus Ninja. We have Barbarian versus Moon Elf. We have Pyromancer versus Shadow Thief. And, of course, Monk versus Paladin. So, Roxley puts out a good product for sure. The component quality is brilliant on these games. It's been a while since I've played Dice Throne, so I can't say too much about it, but it is definitely one worth trying. We do have it in our library here, a Season 2 set, and it's definitely a one to give it a try. It is not hard to learn. You can learn it pretty quickly and get up and playing, so even if you don't know it when you show up, you can just look at the rule book and get started real fast. And yeah, so there we go. Dice Throne Season 1 Rerolled. Very neat. Next up, we have an expansion for Tidal Blades, Heroes of the Reef, called Angler's Cove. We also still have Tidal Blades here on the shelf, so if you want to get this and the expansion, now is your opportunity. Very cool. Now play up to 5 with an additional character and new island board. And look at that gorgeous art, great component quality, and definitely one you're going to want to try. That's Tidal Blades, Heroes of the Reef, Angler's Cove expansion. All right, before I move on to the next box, I forgot I moved these aside. I'm pretty sure this is special ordered, and it was special ordered a long time ago. This is the Dragon boss deck for Hero Realms. And then we have an expansion of the Root Riverfolk, or a restock of the Root Riverfolk expansion, which we were out of. And you can play Root with 6 players with this, and it includes a Lizard Cult, the Riverfolk Company, and a second Vagabond. And I think this is personally I think it's an essential expansion for Root. And we often sell Root along with this Riverfolk expansion, because when people do their homework, they pretty much come to the same conclusion. There you go. All right, so now we have Anomia X. This is the adult, not safe for work version of Anomia, which is a really fun party game. Then we have Blokus Duo, which is a 2-player version of Blokus. Blokus is a great abstract game trying to block your opponent's path. And so you can place more of your tiles than your opponent can. Really, really fun. Then we have a restock of the Resistance. This is a great hidden roles game, and it plays 5 to 10 players, and you're trying to figure out who is secretly a spy. They're of course claiming they're not spies. Nobody is claimed to be a spy, but you can figure out who they are, because they keep on messing things up for you, and eventually you're going to hope that you can call them out on it correctly. Terraforming Mars Prelude, small restock of this. I don't know if we're out per se, but we're running low, and I never want to be out. I know we waited very many months to finally get this for the first time. Terraforming Mars Prelude is another one of those essential expansions. This game makes a great game even greater. Terraforming Mars is one of the best games in the world, and this game makes it play with more variety and faster, which is very rare for an expansion and something I really appreciate. It's very affordable, this expansion, and I highly recommend it. We also have a restock of Jenga. We don't want to be running out of Jenga. This is a really fun classic stacking and dexterity game, and we have people playing Jenga here all the time, and you can of course always tell because you'll hear crash when their tower falls and everybody's laughing. It's lots of fun. Jenga is still a great game and one that we're happy to have here. Next up, we have a restock of Risk, because people still want to play Risk, and for good reason. It's a great game. It is a classic for a reason, and this is a really beautiful version of it. So there we go, Risk. Then we have a restock of the Apples to Apples game, which is a game where you're basically playing cards, trying to make people laugh, and then somebody judges who has the best, has done the best job at doing that. And this variant of this version of the game plays 4 to 8 players. Next up, we have, for the first time here, Smash Up Marvel. This is my first time seeing this. This is, let me see, is this an expansion or a base set? Do you know this? No, I don't know either.
It's big enough to be a base set.
It's big, like I thought this was just an expansion, but it's in a big enough box that I think you can actually just play this as just along by itself. So in Smash Up, you would get 2 decks, 2 different factions, and you would shuffle those cards together and play them together. And that'll be no different here, except you're going to have a bunch of Marvel characters and villains in this game. And yeah, very cool. Paul Peterson Smash Up Marvel. We have a couple of those available. Phase 10 has been very popular. I have not played this, but we keep on selling out. We bring it in, we sell out, we bring it in, we sell out. This is a really fun, simple card game, and here's more. Small restock of Anomia. I think we were running low on that as well. This is the family version of that game I opened up earlier. It's a very fun party game. Now, personally, I've never played Skipbo, and I don't know anything about it, to be honest, but it's a pretty popular game, and one that we get asked for every time we don't have it, so now we have it again. And I don't think we've had this in a while, or if we do, we're running very, very low. Bohnanza. This is a very classic game by Rio Grande Games. It's a lot of fun. It is a game that plays 2 to 7 players, and the neat thing is that even if you play it 7 players, it doesn't take significantly longer to play. Lots and lots of fun. The art is fun as well, and it's easy for, it says 13 plus, but honestly I think you could play this game with 10-year-olds perfectly, to be perfectly honest. So great family game. And that is it. Finally, we've gone through all 10 boxes. So many new things today, and also so many great restocks. Very excited to get all of this on the shelves and on the website, and you can check it out, meeples.ca. We have been running a stay and play promotion here at the cafe for the month of March, 2 for 1 Tuesdays through Thursdays, and that has been great, and looking forward to seeing you coming in this weekend as well. And next week is spring break in British Columbia, so there'll be lots of families looking for things to do. If you are, you can come on down, play some games, and have some yummy food. So thanks again for watching these videos. We do appreciate it. All your comments and your likes and shares and all of that makes us happy. We do enjoy making these videos for you, and we know that people enjoy watching them. They've been telling us, and we'll keep on doing it as long as we can. So thanks very much. Please stay safe and be kind, and look forward to seeing you soon.